I've been single on Valentine's Day for 5 years in a row, but not this Valentine's Day. And to mark the occasion, I'm going off to get my girlfriend flowers. And along the way, I wanted to share with you the one major change and strategy that I used and my clients have used to end up having a relationship on Valentine's Day. This is the exact formula that I actually used to meet my current girlfriend in just 47 days. So I'm going to share with you that single change that I made and then 2 actionable steps so you can implement it in your own life. So what is that change that I made? What is the difference this year? Well, it is the fact that I finally took dating seriously. And what does that mean? Well, data suggests that our intimate relationships and our close relationships, well, they're the things that provide the biggest factor to our life satisfaction. But they are also the things that we don't really tend to take that seriously. Oftentimes, what do? We watch like a little bit of content, maybe we do some swiping, but we don't tend to see things or dating for what it really is, a skill set. And that's what I want to talk you through today, because dating is actually a skill set. It is your ability to communicate, your ability to meet women, your ability to develop yourself. And like any other skill, if you were wanting to improve it, how would you go about it? You would invest time, invest resources, invest energy. And that is exactly what I did. So I want to walk you through how that looks on a practical, actionable, step-by-step basis. Firstly, the number one step that we need to do initially is create 2 opportunity sessions per week. And let me explain to you what an opportunity session is. That is any time that you go to an event or open up a time during the day. Hi. That's fine. And that is, so when we go out and we create one opportunity session, which is a time slot or an event. For example, that could be going out to a social event that we've not been before, a badminton club, a rock climbing club, somewhere where we could meet somebody new. It could be a specific dating event. It could be going out on a night out with friends, or it could be the thing that I get my clients to do the most, the thing that I use to meet my current girlfriend, and that is going up, I am recording, going out on an approaching session. This is a new style, guys. We're walking, we're talking, we're going with this. So that is an approaching session. That is where we go out and meet somebody new. And there is a vital reason why I say 2 a week. That is because when I've seen it with clients going out, the ones that only do 1 a week, they do okay, but then it suddenly starts to fade off. The ones that I've seen do 2 a week, they really start to solidify the habit. It becomes something that they're truly taking seriously. It's very difficult with once a week of anything that we do. We kind of need that extra emphasis to engage and go on. So that is actionable step number 1. We need to find time in our calendar to be able to create these 2 opportunity sessions per week. Next, we need to do the most important thing, right? This is the step that most men miss, and that is to review and improve. Back January 1st last year, I wanted to meet a girlfriend again. I was single for a while. I was interested in being with someone new. So I set forth, being the nerd that I am, tracking all of my interactions between New Year's and the time that I was going to meet the one. It turns out it took exactly 34 interactions for me to meet her. And the reason why I really love tracking, I created this like rudimentary tracking spreadsheet, and now I actually give clients a much better one than mine that looks far snazzier. It has 2 clear benefits to tracking. One is it gives you that kind of sense of progression, because it's really difficult when we set off on a new skill, especially one that has such a high goal of trying to get a girlfriend. It becomes really challenging to not end up kind of losing faith with the whole process, mainly on the basis that, well, if I'm putting in all this effort, maybe I'm getting some rejections and I'm struggling. Well, what does that say to me? Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. I start to get up in my head. And instead, One of the things that I think is really effective is going about tracking, because it shows you that sense of progression. But the second reason is way more vitally important, and that is that it shows you the ability to date like an engineer. The issue when it comes to dating is it's quite overwhelming. What are we really looking to improve? It could be anything, it could be a wide range of different things. And because of that, we can often almost struggle with our ability to focus on what needs to happen. Let me walk you through this logically. When I get a client to go out for the first time approaching, if he goes out there and he tells me it's like he got out there, he went approaching, he saw the pretty girl, but he just couldn't go over and speak to her, then I know for a fact his issue is an emotional one. He is not giving himself permission to talk to her. He struggles with a sense of being good enough. And that means to me, we need to work on his emotional side. Then, take number 2. If he goes out there, he goes out, he engages, and he's able to see the pretty girl. He walks over and he starts the conversation, but she just doesn't seem to engage with him at all. She carries on walking. Well, in that instance, I know that it's his ability to present himself that is causing problems. So we'll start to work on that, because what's happening is he's going over, she's kind of seeing him, deciding she doesn't really want to engage and carrying on. So I'm like, cool, okay, we'll just work on your ability of how you choose to present yourself. Thirdly, say he's gone out there, he's seen the pretty girl, he walks over, he's actually engaged with her and he's managed to start talking to her, but he struggles to get past that kind of 30 seconds to minute mark. Well, what tends to happen in that situation is the fact that his communication skills are lacking. She's kind of interested, but he's not able to hold a conversation that engages her well enough. So we need to work on how he communicates, how he engages. Fourthly, say he goes over there, he's able to start the interaction. Funnily enough, it actually goes really well. He's able to get phone numbers, he's able to maybe start texting them. But the problem is, they don't tend to turn up on any of the dates. He tends to get flaked on a lot, they don't respond. Well, then I know this is his inability to develop a sense of connection and trust. This is actually something that I saw quite a lot when I did a live workshop in London, that there was these guys that were super attractive, super charismatic. I was listening to their interactions and he just came across so well. But he was struggling to develop that necessary trust and connection that a woman needs to take the huge gamble to go on a date with a guy that she's just met. And then fifth and finally, say I send a client out, he's able to go up and talk to her, he's able to engage with her, he's able to even get a number, he's able to even go on dates with her, but he's struggling at that point, he struggles to get the next date. Then I know the area we need to work on is his lifestyle, because what is happening is she's going on the date, but the more she finds out about him, the less attractive he tends to become. He's not living up to the image that she had in her head, and that's problematic. It could also be an authenticity problem, so I'll look at both of these, but it's often down to a lifestyle issue. And this is what allows us to date like an engineer, be more precise, because it saves you a bunch of time. Dating is overwhelming. There are so many things that you could work on. And having it this way allows you to be more targeted, because sometimes guys will work on a step that's too far forward. They'll start working on their ability to develop trust before they can even walk over and communicate. These are the key steps to be able to get a guy to not end up being alone on Valentine's again. I think you'll find we're coming up to the flower shop. So if you want to be the guy who doesn't waste his time, that is able to communicate with women, then you've seen just how fundamental it is to be able to create opportunities within your own life. And if you want to be able to create opportunities, then you need to know how to approach. If you want to know the fundamentals to that, check out this video where I detail to you the three ways that I got guys to make their first approach in just 1 week. This is a must-see, so check it out.